you.
You're welcome.
That's a good idea.
All right.
Attention passengers, this is a reminder that the Take Flight podcast will begin boarding in 20 minutes. Please gather your thoughts, secure your mindset, and prepare for elevation.
Welcome to the Take Flight podcast, where self-care is your passport, self-love is your carry-on, and purpose is your destination. We are your hosts. I'm Paris.
And it's your boy, Spee.
And today we're going to be breaking down goals that aligns with your purpose so that you can live your best life for the year 2026.
Amen. Look, y'all better get y'all pencils ready.
Yes.
You know, get your notebooks out, because we're going to give a lot of tips and positive and good information for y'all to write down so that y'all can go into 2026 booming.
Living your best life.
Living your best life. I need y'all, a lot of y'all set goals for this year that y'all didn't do, but we're going to make sure that y'all actually do them this upcoming year.
Yes. And that's okay. You know, speaking of goals, is there any goals that you set this year that you didn't have a chance to achieve it quite yet? You still got a month to go.
I always have like a personal goal that I made with God, as far as like, lustful things and stuff like that, just being able to control that better.
Uh-huh.
But as far as one of my biggest goals, I'm like 330 some days no smoking.
Okay.
And after 12 years, so that's a blessing. And I got
awesome.
more to set, man. So it's gonna be, I think 2026 by the end of the year is gonna be, and we're gonna go more into depth about it, how we view our 2026, but it's gonna be a good year.
Yes, I totally agree. And I'm looking forward to it, especially as I, really reflect on 2025 and the things that have worked, and the things that I know I want to carry on into 2026, and just really letting individuals know that are watching different ways and tips to make sure that you're aligned with your purpose so that you can achieve your goals and you can really set, the foundation you need to really do the things that you tell yourself that you're going to do, because that is what's going to help you level up and really become the person that you want to be.
I mean, where do we even get started? There's a lot of things we can talk about today. I think one of the biggest things we should be talking about is, I have right here on my card, clarity, being clear about setting your goals. I think like, because I think that's like step one.
Yeah, definitely.
When you set a goal, it's very important to be very clear, on what you need to do. And that can go from like step 1, step 2, step 3, and then A, B, C within each one step. So I think the biggest thing, let's say, for example, when it comes to creating clarity, like the biggest thing I'm going to do for next year is no sugar.
Okay.
And so the first step, so if no sugar is also yours, or, whatever you want to do, that'd be number 1, right? And then you'll go A, B, C. And so how can you cut out sugar? And that would be buying more water for your house, replacing, sugar-filled things with sugar-free things. I have Mio. If y'all ever heard of those things, Mio, you can squeeze into your water, because water is kind of like gross all the time, but it's sugar-free.
Right.
Get the sugar-free Mio if you can't. That'd be the next step. And then, really when you go shopping, start reading the ingredients. And I just gave y'all A, B, C right there. First goal, no sugar. A, buy water for your house.
Mm-hmm.
2, replace sugar things with sugar-free things.
Uh-huh.
And 3, reading the ingredients
Okay.
on the back. So that's already how you do it, because now when you already have that stuff, situated, it hurts your brain trying to set a goal
Mm-hmm.
when you haven't already have it mapped out. So it's good to already have it mapped out so you don't have to overthink stuff, because that's where a lot of the overeating comes from. Overthinking. Then you you know what? It's just too much to think about. I'm just gonna eat. You feel me?
Yeah. And then
So-
also too, to piggyback on what you were saying, when you're setting those goals, it's important that you establish your why. So why are you cutting out sugar? Because the why is really going to carry you through being able to follow through on what you need to do to cut out sugar. And also too, when you do come across, the cookies and the cakes, or any type of food that your job may provide, or just going out to eat with people, that you can tell yourself, okay, I'm doing this because XYZ. And that is really going to ground you to being able to really step forth into the goal that you established for that.
Right. And just staying away from it.
Yeah. So what's your why? Why are you looking to cut out sugar?
Because I'm a brain savvy type of guy, and I believe that I know that 20% of the things that you eat go to your brain.
Okay.
We always worry about our body, our fat, and our energy, but it's bro, you need to eat things that are good for your brain too.
Mm-hmm.
And sugar is horrible for your brain. It's one of the leading causes of Alzheimer's.
Mm-hmm.
They call Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes, and it usually people get it at old age based on the things that they eat. Black people, we get it the highest because we eat pork forever.
Okay.
We eat red meats forever, sugars forever, Pepsis and all this other stuff.
Dairy.
Forever until we're 60. And then by the time we 65, 70, we got Alzheimer's in us.
It could have been avoided by making better decisions.
And then we pass it down to the next generation. So
We call
that's
that
why I
generational
want to be the
curses.
best.
Let's break those.
I got a lot of things I want to do in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like, I don't know if it was the weed that was stopping me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, the weed's gone. Okay, and I've been moving,
Mm-hmm.
but there's something else that stopped me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's maybe it's the food. All right, let me quit the food now. Let me quit what I'm eating, because that's, you eat for your brain as well. And so I'm just taking these steps, and don't beat yourself up about it. Some people set goals and they want to achieve it now.
Right.
Some goals take years to make.
Right.
And I'm just being cool with the process. First is weed, then it's what I eat. And that's just one of the goals,
Mhm.
And then the next year I'll be able to really achieve that goal, the big goal that I really want to do. So
Okay. Yeah, I think that's really important. And that's good that you established it and you realize what you have to do and the changes that you have to make in order to accomplish it.
Right.
Because you made a good point. Some goals are not just something you can achieve in a snap of a finger. A lot of times we see things on social media, we see influencers gaining this 6-pack or getting the nice round bubble butt that we think is just achieved overnight or it's achieved in 1 month, but we don't really get to see what took place behind the scenes. So it's important too, when you're establishing your goals, don't compare yourself to what you see someone else achieve, because their journey is going to look way different from yours. And if you don't establish your why versus just, oh, I'm doing this because I seen someone else do it or because they have the body that I want, you're going to eventually fall off of it, because your why is not going to be really strong and really ground you. It's just going to be based on what you see. And a lot of times it's a lot harder than what social media shows us.
yeah,
For
do not
sure.
compare.
Yes.
What you working on? What's the big goal that you definitely want to start January 1st or whatever even before that? I feel like it's good to have a running start.
Yeah, definitely.
So go then December 25th and go, and then boom.
So I
know
will
what I'm
say, like, this year, I really did my thing with establishing routine, with going to the gym, working out, going to Pilates. I know in order for me to really get the body that I want, I need to have the nutrition to match it. So my goal, what I'm looking to establish for 2026 and even finishing 2025 with that momentum is nutrition. My meal prepping, making sure that I have, at least two vegetables on my plate. I'm getting my protein intake. I'm really cutting out the junk food. Although I do have a sweet tooth, my goal is to find alternatives so I can still have my sweet treat after dinner. And actually, I have already found a couple of things. I've been eating some protein yogurt. I've been doing like different flavors like lemon tart and lime key pie and caramel. And I love the fact that it's only 90 calories, but it really satisfied my craving. So I'm finding alternatives to have that sweet craving that I need. So that's really what I'm working on, is my nutrition. Because you can't, what they say, a 6-pack is built in the kitchen, not just at the gym. So now I got to get in my kitchen bag and really start eating what I need to eat to really get to that level.
Yeah, I just cooked something last night. I'm like, man, I need to cook more.
Did you cook something healthy?
Yeah.
Sort of, kind of.
Chicken with what I fried it with was
fried it.
Friday's
Yeah,
always-
already there is not healthy.
Before I picked the actual oil, I went on ChatGPT. I said, what is the best oil to use? And it's like canola oil. All right, got that. Then I used grounded up peanuts as the breading.
Okay.
And a whole bunch of salt. We gonna work on that, but yeah, it's a process.
Yeah, it's definitely a process.
If you can just cut out the sugar though, there's salt gonna be next for sure. That's high blood pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So, but all those things work. That's my goal. Everybody got their own different goals.
Uh-huh.
Everybody body work different. And some people don't care about their body. Maybe people want money goals this year. So
Yeah.
you have any money goals?
My money goals, I would say, is more so on finance goals, if that's the same thing. But my financial goals is more so I want to be debt free. I really want to work on paying these student loans. I feel like student loans was a setup. It was a setup to keep us in debt, and I really want to start knocking these loans out, because I don't want to have to keep waiting on, my forbearance and things like that. I want to get ahead of it. So debt for sure. I feel like financial freedom is my goal. And I know that in order to achieve that, I got to be debt free. My car's paid off, my student loans paid off, my credit cards paid off. And really that comes down to budgeting and making more money so that I can pay my bills and having more money to go towards my debt.
Right. And what are you doing to get that going? Like, what's one or two steps that you're doing right now to already like flow into it when it happens?
So I'm a visual person. So for me, I got all my bills written down, my due dates, what amounts I owe, so I can already see my picture of what is going out. So really my focus now is on what's coming in. So I know I need to make more money to come in. And right now it's just really expanding my entrepreneurial avenues, because I already know 9 to 5 just isn't it for me. So I'm really working on just bringing in more money for my businesses and being able to apply more income to my bills so that I can pay it off sooner. Because interest is just ridiculous. And I'm noticing with the economy, it's just getting higher and higher. And, I got great credit, but I know that my debt to income ratio can be a bit better. So that's really what I'm working on.
I don't even want to talk about mine. Look, this year I hit 710 on my credit score.
Oh, that's good.
But I know how it really works. I don't know how I hit it. It just showed it on my in my Wells Fargo bank, and now I'm down back again because it was like it's a credit history thing. Like you can have a 710, but your credit history is trash. You know what I'm saying? You could be paying for your car every time, but you still got this one bill that you neglecting, and it'll like
Oh yeah, it's gonna bring everything down.
I got student loans. I ain't got much. I probably got like 10,000. I don't know if the interest probably like 12,000 now. You know that I'm definitely going to nip in the butt. But as far as financially for me, I just want a couple thousands in like the stocks.
Okay.
You know, I believe that this is just a personal thing right here. I believe Jesus coming back sooner than you think, but you still got to invest. You feel me? Like you got to invest, you know, unless the case take longer than ever. I still got, you know, I think we still got like 10, 15 years left. And it's like, you don't want to just wait around for him to come 10, 15 years later and you just been, oh, I'm just going to go off that. You feel me? So like, got to invest. Invest, or, you know, you got to invest into the long things. I just filled out at my new job, just filled out some, you know, some health insurance, stuff like that. Just a whole bunch of things to just really be,
cognizant of.
You know, my parents, they getting older, so I just want to be financially all the way there. So if they, you know, they gone, I can't do nothing. I mean, I can really, I'm already been taking care of myself now, but it's like, if I need something, I can fall back if I really want to. I try not to ever fall back on them. That's why I moved out here, to really get it out the mud by myself, you know, but yeah.
Okay. So I want to talk to you now more about purpose, and in a sense of what needs to be in place in your thoughts and your mindset before you can set those goals. Because of course you don't want to just go in saying, hey, this is what I'm going to do, without really having a reason why you're doing it and aligning where you're trying to go. So with that being said, like, how important to you is purpose and understanding your purpose and your values before creating your goals for the year?
I think it's probably one of the most important things, because it's like this. I don't care about no money, really. To be honest with y'all, I really don't care about money. Like, all the money I get, I really want to just give it away. You know, I got everything I got right now. Like, I don't have everything, but I got enough. You know, I can buy, if I really want something, I can just save up, boom, month, get it. You feel me? So it's like, my purpose is to help others. Is really, so it's like that. And in order to help others, now everything flows from that. In order to help others, I got to eat healthy so I can, one, live longer, be healthier, have more energy, help others that's, you know, struggling with health problems, because I have the tips now because I've been doing it myself. You know, like I said, another goal was mine was no drinking. You know, that's another thing that's healthy. Like, you can't help nobody if you're not here. If you dead, you know, or you in the hospital, or you sick. Or not even, maybe you might live a long life, but your mind ain't right. You feel me? So that's why I'm like, I think I'm gonna live a long life, but if I'm not eating right and drinking is a thing, like that, both of those two things mess up your mind, mess up your brain. So you'll never be able to be the best you can be for someone unless you nip those things in the butt. And that goes with my purpose of, I think I said it like last episode, love others and love God. And that's what I live for. I live for God, and I'm just here for a short time. So my job is really to tell people about God and eat.
Healthy, I hope.
I mean, eat healthy, obviously. Eat healthy, live as long as I can, and just tell people how about good God is.
Okay.
You know, and that's like I do my videos about it, stuff like that. So help others and create their memories while they can, with the camera, and yeah, I'm gone. I'm good. I'm already good. So my goals are really just to help me so I can help y'all.
Yeah, I would say I noticed I was getting great at achieving my goals when I was setting purpose. So like, for instance, this year, just working out, I've been able to create a routine where I'm working out 3 or 4 days a week, doing Pilates. I'm either at the Pilates, doing hot mat Pilates, or I'm at Planet Fitness, doing my weight training. And really, I was able to find my purpose when I was going through my divorce. And I'm like, all right, so I need to be in a place where mentally I can just be focusing on me. I can do something that's going to better me. In my marriage, I gained like 11 pounds that I just wasn't too happy about. I didn't like seeing it on camera. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this for me. I'm gonna actually take the time to figure out a workout regimen that I actually enjoy doing, because that's important. Like any type of working out is just not going to work. You have to figure out what's going to work for you, whether it's going for a walk, getting your 10,000 steps. Maybe you're going to the gym, getting on the treadmill, elliptical, or you weight training, or you doing some type of class. But I think it's important for you to figure it out for you what you enjoy doing, because when you enjoy working out or you enjoy doing whatever it is you're trying to achieve, it becomes easier to create routine within it. You know what I'm saying? And really sticking to it, because you have to have a why, because ultimately your why is what you're going to revert to when things get hard, because life is hard and setting your goals is just not going to be an easy, straight path. Because that's not how life was made. Life was made for us to go through challenges. And when you have that purpose aligned to what you're trying to do and to your goals, it really helps you level up to where you're trying to go, And I feel like too, it helps you with your boundaries, because when you're setting your goals, a lot of it takes time. You have to put time towards it to achieve your goals. And sometimes you got to have those boundaries and being able to say no to people, to things, activities, so that you can focus on you. Because you can't say, oh, I'm trying to save money and be financially free, but you're going on 5 trips a year to out the sea, overseas, different states. And don't get me wrong, those things are fun, but sometimes you got to sacrifice and make the decisions of what you're going to give up so that you can stay grounded into your why and into your purpose so you can accomplish your goals.
Beautiful. And it's so funny because you was talking about I gained 11 pounds, and I'm like,
oh my gosh, don't remind me.
People gain 50 pounds in 1 year. I'm like, how? And I was looking about this meme the other day. The dude was like, I'm your hating ass trainer. Yeah, of course I gave you the wrong meal plan. I'm like, some people really got to stick to everybody have their own meal.
Yeah, and happy weight. Happy weight is real, especially when you're in a relationship.
I want to gain weight, but so me and we would be on 2 different meal plans.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I wish I can gain 11 pounds. You feel me? But man, look, I got a good question for you.
Okay, I'm ready.
This is a question that y'all should be asking yourselves, because we looking at the beginning picture, but I want to look at the big picture.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever you tell yourself after hearing this question, you need to analyze yourself on December 31st, 2026, and hopefully you got it by then. Mm-hmm. So my question to you would be, if 2026 ended exactly how you hoped, how would it look?
Okay. I would say, and it's funny that you say this because I am considering doing this video trend that I saw where you record a video of yourself of where you think you're going to be at the end of the year. And you're pretty much just speaking in that tense of, this is what I achieved, this is what I've done. So in that video, and just explaining to it now, where I will be at the end of 2026 is pretty much have a solid plan of my debt, in sense of I have a big chunk taken care of. I don't have a dollar amount yet, but that definitely is a key priority. Also, too, in a sense of my health and my mental health as well, is that I have my meal plan set. I'm meal prepping every Sunday for the week. I have 2 to 3 different meals each day of the week, because I'm not the type of person that could just eat the same meal every day. I don't know how people do that. Good luck to you guys, but really just having a solid plan and knowing what my meals are going to be ahead of time. Also, too, I am in a place entrepreneurship wise where I have my website up for my pet boutique business. I am generating sales because I've done the research and did everything I needed to do to learn marketing, and I'm actually marketing my business, because you can have a great product, but if people don't know you or what you sell, none of that even matters. Like marketing is the main thing. So really focusing on marketing, and just being in a place of success for myself, myself mentally, of being in a place strong will and having my boundaries and sticking to who I am trying to become, which is a full-time successful entrepreneur and the first millionaire in my family. That is like top of my health, my meal prepping. I got my 6-pack. and just really just in a place mentally where I'm just flourishing, and I believe in myself, and I'm just growing as a person and being able to help others.
Now, for me,
Mm-hmm.
man, I thought about this. I ain't think too hard about it, but I want to be like, this is a personal thing. I want to be like very like known as a videographer. Like,
Okay.
like you see me doing my films. I want people to be like, he shot that film. Like
He's that guy.
He's really that guy with a camera.
Mm-hmm.
Let's book him. Like, I want to be like the go-to guy in Arizona. I said this probably last year or a year and a half ago. I was like, I'm going to be the biggest cameraman in Arizona. Like seriously,
Mm-hmm.
in every way, pictures, videography. Like, I said that, and that's my goal. Like, be the biggest at what I do. So next year, I want to have that real traction.
Mm-hmm.
Sober. It's gonna be hard because people get on my nerves, but I'll be all right.
Patience is key.
Sober. From no weed and alcohol, like, oh my gosh, I can't even think about that. But whatever, that's what you got to do. See, let me tell y'all something. When you set a goal, the goal needs to be hard, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's no point of doing a goal that's easy. You're not gonna grow from it. You gotta grow. The point of goal setting is to grow. Like, why would you set a goal and you're gonna be like, I'm gonna stop eating like basic stuff, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people always doing like basic stuff to stop. No, try something hard.
Right.
Try something that's going to really, really test you and push you to the limit, because you're going to love it. Like weed, to me, like, I don't think people understand. Like, I smoked for 12 years straight.
Mm-hmm.
Hard. You feel me? Like, and I'm so proud of myself, but I didn't think I could do it. I always wanted to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to quit since I was 21. I'm 29. Let that sink in. I've been wanting to quit since 21. I'm 29 when I finally, almost a year in. So that's how much you need to have when it comes to your goals. Like, if your goal doesn't, maybe you won't complete your goal in 2026, but that don't mean stop. Maybe 2027 is your year. Maybe you gotta set smaller goals in 2026
Mm-hmm.
that help you achieve that big goal in 2027.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Like, don't ever beat yourself about it, because that's when people quit. Even when it comes to working out, maybe you don't go to the gym every day. Just maybe it's as little as just walking around the block every day. Or even once a day. I'm talking about start off small.
Start off small.
Do something you've never done. You don't walk around the block ever.
Even if it's just 5 minutes. Because that was another thing I want to talk about, is creating systems. And when you create your goals are only going to work if you have systems. The systems is the steps that you're going to take. It's going to be the instructions that you give yourself of what you're going to do. You can't coast through life. You can't go through life going with the flow, because when you go with the flow, you start to lose your momentum, because you can get lost in where you're headed. So it's important to set those systems as to each goal that you're trying to obtain. So for instance, if how we were talking about working out, you want to set a system of, okay, what days of the week are you going to go work out? If you get off of work at a certain time, what time are you going to go work out? Are you going to go the same time every day? Because that's going to make it easier for you. Same thing with eating. Are you going to just change how you eat your dinners? Or is it going to be your dinners, your snacks, breakfast, all your meals, and what that looks like so that you can understand the full picture and what you have to do and take those steps? Because it's easy to say, okay, I want to lose 5 pounds. How are you going to lose those 5 pounds? You have to be able to break it down and being able to visualize what you have to do in order to do it.
Right. You know, and that goes into, like I said, I think it was the first thing we said, clarity. You know, start with small steps. You know, that creates the momentum.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe you just walk once a week, then it becomes once every 2 days, then it's once every day, and then, you know, now you're running every day.
Right.
You feel me? So it's like, don't ever beat yourself about it. You know, stay consistent.
Give yourself grace.
You know, let me see. You know, one thing about writing on these cards is that I be writing too sloppy.
Well, I have a question for you because my handwriting is great. What's the system you created that you didn't realize you needed until it transformed everything?
Read the Bible every day.
Okay.
You know, I could, you know, say God is the one that helped me with my smoking. You know, because it was just like I always had to just be better for Him. You know, even though I can't earn it, I just always wanted to be better for Him, and that's what really was the catalyst to me not smoking. Because it was like I don't particularly think smoking is a sin, but it's like once it gets to the point where you're like not hurting or you're not helping anybody, then it becomes a sin.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not really trying to help anybody else. You're spending money on things on that, but you could be giving that to homeless people that need it way more than you.
Mm-hmm.
Investing into things that helps your future so that you can have more money to give into other people.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just looked at it like that, and it was like, this is not a good investment, you know, for my walk. And so staying in that word is what really, I didn't know. I didn't know where it was going to take me. I just knew that it was good.
Mm-hmm.
And boom, look at me now. You know, and that I put the word in everything. My next goals are literally the word alcohol because of the same reason. My lust because of the same reason. I got to be better for God, and not only better for God, but better for others. You know, most of my time is going to women. You can't be good for nobody. You feel me? Can't help them for sure. The women that's coming into my life, and you know, so yeah, staying in that word.
Okay. I would say for me, a system that helped change my life is honestly just writing things down. As someone who sometimes suffer from anxiety, I know I have ADHD. Just the way the thoughts keep coming to my mind, I've learned to write things down to get it out my head. You know, especially when it comes to not being able to sleep and always thinking, okay, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to do this, or even just questioning, dang, what do I got to do today? I realize when I can write things down, I can put things in my calendar, on my Google Calendar, so I can have it on my phone. Also, I have a paper calendar, so just writing it, you know, multiple times, it helps me being able to visualize and see everything that I have to do. And that has really helped me being able to tackle the things on my to-do list versus just checking them off in my head, because it's easy to forget them. Also, too, just it's easy to just, okay, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do this. But when you can focus on one thing at a time from beginning to end, it helps you to knock that completely off your checklist and helps you celebrate a win. I notice when I'm looking at my wins for the day and for the week, it helps me see, okay, I actually got a lot done, and it keeps the momentum going, and it like makes my brain feel as though it's doing a lot of great things, and it just wants to keep it up. I don't know what it's releasing in me, but it's definitely releasing like some really good juice that I love to keep going.
You know, and look, she's talking about it, and look what we got in our hand.
Cards. It's written down information.
Written down information, because think about running this podcast with nothing.
Right.
It'd be very hard to stay on task.
Stay on track.
This is a living example right here. And you can look at my recent camera roll right now. I have laundry. I got to do this. I got to go get this. And it's like, it does. It's so weird. You don't even think about it, but it does give you like a pressure. It's like, it might be the smallest pressure like off your brain, because your brain is like overworking when you don't remember. So I'm like, when you write it down, you probably done took 30% of pressure off your brain.
Yeah.
When you just get, all right, I know what I got to do.
Exactly.
You feel me?
And when you know what you got to do, you know what you got to do to complete it. Versus, you thinking that and then you thinking of a thousand other things in your head.
Right.
And then this is quote I want to read too.
Great. The richest people, they have planners. So
yeah, they definitely plan.
Yeah.
So this quote that I found is, you don't rise to your goals, you fall to your systems. So it's important that you always have systems to fall back on, because you're going to lose motivation. You're not going to be happy, geeky, just go lucky every single day. But when you have those systems, when you know what you have to do, you know what you're doing and what you have to obtain and sustain to keep things going, it's going to help you follow through and achieve your goals.
Facts.
Systems
Systems.
is everything.
That'll be the word for it. That'd be like key word of the day.
Yeah.
Systems.
If you want your goals to work for 2026, if you want to level up, if you want to achieve things that you haven't done and achieved before, set them systems and see the difference that it makes in your life.
And that, I know it works because, man, I was the type of person, like, I was in school, like, I'm a remember it type of person. Like, when it comes to tests, I'm gonna remember it. I'm gonna remember what to do. And it's like, sometimes it helps. It's like, why would you have to remember when you could have just wrote it down?
Right.
Like, that's why I love ChatGPT. I don't, use it for everything, as far as like, because sometimes it'd be just tweaking, but I do keep it to organize my thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
You can just look up a keyword. It'll bring that same, forum back up, writing things down more than ever. And look at my life. I'm literally like, this was the year where I started my own podcast, got a whole bunch of different things going just because I was writing things down. Systems.
Yes.
Systems.
Keep them systems going.
I got a good question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What is something that you fear that could stop you from accessing your goal?
Distractions. Distractions. Distractions definitely can pull you away from your goals, and it's crazy because a lot of times you're distracted and you don't even realize you're distracted until it's the end of the week and you're like, dang, I didn't do this, I didn't do this, I didn't do this. So for me, I'm really big on making sure that what my purpose is and what I need to do comes first. There's nothing wrong with having fun and, hanging out and doing these other things, but make sure that whether it's you're distracted by your phone, make sure you put it on do not disturb. Or if you get distracted by what's on the TV, cut your TV off. If you get distracted by people, separate yourself, set those boundaries so that you can get what you need done first and then make those your rewards. But don't allow distractions to pull you away, to slow you down, or to stop you from your purpose and where you're headed. Because the devil comes in to kill, steal, and destroy. And a lot of times you think something is sent to help you, but it's actually sent to take you backwards. So don't go backwards. Stay focused with systems.
Yeah. And if I was to answer that same question, maybe these women have always
so distracted by women
been my downfall.
Mm-hmm.
Always, for years. I've always been like a hustler. I've always been extra talented, like extra, like do the most. I do this, that since I was a youngin'. I'm talking about in high school. But then women, they get into your life. They take valuable months out of your year. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I can't really go here because I'm trying to spend time with her.
And don't even think about the money that you spend with women.
Look, I don't even want to bring that up. Look, double everything. I gotta spend double on everything. How am I supposed to say if I gotta spend double on everything? You know what I mean? Obviously, you're supposed to have a woman that pitch in, but like, come on now.
Yeah. As a man, they typically, provide and take care of a lot of things.
Come
Not to
on.
say women don't help out.
They do, my little shorty, she be trying, hey, you need something? I be like, no. I be want to say yeah, because I didn't spend some money on you, but I'm gonna let it slide and just say no, so you can say your little money or whatever, But yeah, women gonna be my downfall. And this year, I'm just like, and here I am again, and a little, and I gotta start setting boundaries right now. Like, she asked me what I want for Christmas. Nothing.
Stop it.
Nothing. Don't give me nothing. You know what I'm saying? I say, what you want? Because I'm the guy. We always want, what you want? So, man, it's just like,
It's good to receive.
I want you know what I want for
time.
Christmas? I want your support in everything that I do. That's what I want. That's all I want. When I'm going out and taking pictures, be there with me.
Mm-hmm.
Hold my batteries real quick. You know what I mean? Hold my little satchel and stuff like that. I don't know. Just help. Because it's like I'm getting this money so I can go spend it on you.
Yeah.
At least you can
I would say that some of the best gifts is what money can't buy.
I feel it. Time.
Yeah.
Time for sure. But time is money. How much time? You know what I'm saying? She be wanting to spend the whole day. I'm like, nah.
I understand that as a woman.
The whole day?
We gotta be.
I
mindful.
give you a good 6 straight. I give you good 6, 7, 8 straight. But I gotta do something the other times. Mm-hmm. So I've been really just working on trying to find like something I can like. I'll be making money from the phone all the time. I done made like $50 from my phone.
Mm-hmm.
I did a cover photo, did a flyer from my phone. You feel me? So, and that's at work. I'm working while I'm working.
Money on top of money.
You feel me? So I'm like trying to just really just get to that point and just, because she be with you, you can text real quick, do something, or get on chat. I've been using Gemini lately, but chat they losing me, but that's another thing. But
so when it comes to goals, how many goals do you feel as though it's just too many goals to have for the year?
Y'all don't even want to hear 3.
3 is a good number.
That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to have one big goal,
Mm-hmm.
one smaller goal, and one tiny goal. That's how I look at it. Do not do 3 big goals. Be realistic. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're a disciplined person, shoot for the stars. I'm not a disciplined person, so I can't set a bunch of goals. I have to set one big one. I had one big goal, and it really wasn't a goal, but it was good for what it did.
Mm-hmm.
With no smoking. I can't think about another goal I set this year. Like you be more financially stable, but that's like something I always wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
And that takes time anyway. That's not gonna happen over a year. Not no real financial stable, And so yeah, one big one,
Mm-hmm.
and another small one under that, and then 3. And I think that they should correlate
with each other
a little bit so that they can it'll be easier. Like I said, what's the next one I did was no drinking.
Mm-hmm.
See how that's like similar to no smoking? It's not so far-fetched from, because, I definitely want to work out next year, but I feel like if I knock out those 2 things,
Mm-hmm.
I'll have the energy. See how this like a domino effect. I think one of my favorite books I ever read was The Compound Effect.
Okay.
I think everybody should read that book. It's talking about how the little things add up to big things over time. So boom, had to nip the smoking. Boom, then I nipped the drinking. And then now I have the energy and effort to go to the gym. And then on top of that, no sugar. Now you have all these things working together to go to the gym, which helps your brain as well. See how all my goals they all working together. It's not like I ain't really set no money goals because I believe that if you get your brain straight,
Mm-hmm.
the money gonna come from that. A lot of people ain't getting no money because they smoking it away.
They can't think clearly.
They can't even think.
To even put a plan together.
Because I'm like, bro, I'm way too smart to not be where I should have been by 30. I'm almost 30.
Mm-hmm.
I'm way too smart. So what has been stopping me? bad eating, drugs, which also helps with deals with the people you're around because they're doing drugs with you. And so I was just like, let me nip what's the key things that's going to help everything. Smoking. Now I don't even hang with smokers.
Mm-hmm.
That stopped a lot of stuff. Drinking. Now I don't hang with drinkers. That stopped a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? So like all my goals are always like oriented with each other.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And it makes it, I can see that making it easier to just two birds with one stone type of thing.
Right. There you go. Yep.
I would say for me, when it comes to goals, what I've learned is, the less the better, because when you're pulled in all these different directions, it just makes it hard for you to achieve one go at a time. So I agree with you, having one big goal, two at the most, and maybe like two to three small goals. But I think it's important to focus on a goal at a time. And then once you hit the goal, go to your next goal. You don't have to do everything at once, but it's important to prioritize what's important to you, considering what your values are, where you see yourself, and what you have to achieve first. Because like Spee said, it's a domino effect. There's a lot of things that you have to get aligned in order to be able to achieve that next step, to reach that next level. And the way I look at my goals is, okay, I didn't hit level 1. That next goal should help me reach level 2, level 3, and so forth and so on. Because you want to level up your life with your goals, not stay stuck, not stay stagnant, but really be in a place where you're building foundations and you are aligning yourself with your purpose. So for me, I would say at least one big goal, maybe two at the most, and 2 to 3 small goals. But really try to focus on one goal at a time and creating those systems, because those systems is the only way you're going to achieve your goal. And even with the systems that you create, put it into a time frame. Give yourself a deadline. I really love looking at my goals as quarters. There's 4 quarters in a year, 3 months in each quarter, and really assigning a quarter to a goal and then assessing it at the end of that quarter. Okay, I hit it, or no, I did not hit it, but I'm close. Let me give myself either another month, another quarter, and then once I achieve this is what I'm going to do next. Always have a plan in place so you don't get lost in motion. Because when you forget your purpose or you lose your purpose, you can become stagnant and you can become kind of lackadaisical and kind of going with the flow. And all that's going to do is just slow you down, and it's going to pull you away from your purpose and where you're trying to go. So really, really focus on your goals and set them systems.
Yeah. I mean, she said it better. I was originally just going to say 1 because I know who I am. I'm not a disciplined person. I don't know how many times I'm gonna do this year. I'm gonna do this next year. I'm gonna do it. They never did it.
That sounds like
if I can't do this one thing, if I can't even do this, let me just stick to 1.
Yeah.
Beat that. I can say I beat smoking this year. I beat it. Now I can move on.
Something next.
Try to do smoking and drinking the same year. Like, bro, you look.
And see, that's how I feel too
and
about
exercising the same year. Come on now.
That's how I feel about people who start a gym membership. Like the gym is one of those big motivational goals that when you go to the gym that first week of January, it's going to be packed. Like you may not have an equipment to get on, but by that 2nd to 4th week going into that 2nd month, if that, it's a whole new gym. You're like, where did everybody go? And a lot of times it's because they fell into the facade of, whether it's a promotion that the gym is doing or, it's time for me to get my health in order, but really not taking those next steps as to what that looks like.
And they don't even know. You should start with the food first. Start for the food you eat at home, because half the time you don't go to the gym because you're too sluggish to get up and go. And that's usually because the food you eat the day before, the week before. Just so you start at the crib in the kitchen, right? Get some healthy, because I used to be in the gym all the time.
That's me with not a good nutrition plan.
And me, I was like, I'm just trying to eat everything so I can gain some weight. But even then, it's like I can gain weight, but I'm still sluggish.
Mm-hmm.
So, but.
So my question for you when it comes to setting goals is, what type of goal is going to be like your main priority for 2026?
No drinking.
No drinking. And why is it no drinking? Sluggish mind.
Sluggish mind. I got a lot of things I want to do. Told you by the end of the year I want to be known as one of the greatest videographers, and that takes endless hours of content creating, endless hours of editing. You don't have time to drink and be sluggish and go be tired. So, yep.
Understood. I would say for me it's financial freedom. My goal is I'm in my mid-30s. I won't say my age. You make me feel old because you ain't even hit your 30s yet. But I want to be retired by the age of 40. And I know that I want to create those processes and that structure now so that I can hit that. And it's definitely achievable. I'm a really big believer in manifestation, and with the sense of manifesting, visualizing where my life is going to be, visualizing what it looks like, what I'm going to be driving, what it's going to look like when I pay off my credit card, how I'm going to celebrate that win. Because when you feel it and you attract that good energy, it's going to bounce back and do what it needs to do when you take action. Because manifestation does not become reality until you take that action. It goes hand in hand. So yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be strict on all y'all about my money. I'm gonna be more professional. I would really want to get real professional with my business, where it's like right now I'm waiting on some money, right? And I'm being lenient, whatever. I know they'll pay me eventually, right? But that's not going. 2026, that's dead. I need my money when I walk in the building, because you know what I can do. You see what I can do. So you need to just book me in advance.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have my money ready when I get there. I'm not waiting for no money, none of that, because I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't do that to none of y'all, But I got somebody I'm waiting on. I got my tag all over the photos, so you can't even get the photos until you pay me.
That's smart.
You feel me?
Yeah.
You think I'm funny? No. Especially people I've already done business with. Nah. So just be serious about y'all businesses. If y'all have businesses out there, that's y'all goal. Get more professional with it.
Mm-hmm.
Demand what you deserve. Because people will be they still trying to rip you off. 2025, crazy work.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, as we wrap this up, just want to just go over and go over how the fact that first and foremost, establish your purpose. Know your why, understanding what you're going to be doing this for. Thinking that through so that you can always bounce back onto what your why is and who you're doing it for. 2, make sure you establish your goals. Write out what you want your goals to be, your big goals, your small goals. Make them smart. Give them time frames of what you want to achieve throughout the year for 2026. And then, of course, what is most very important is to establish systems. Goals only work when systems are in place, and that is going to be key in order to level up and being able to check off your goals and move into the next one.
Yep, and like I said, be specific with your goals. Don't be vague. I just want to be healthier. What? No. How? Is it gym or is it eating?
Mm-hmm.
Be specific with it, and then even be more specific with that. Break that down, because that, like I said, it takes less toll on your brain. I don't think people understand, your brain. Once your brain get overworked, your brain get overworked, your body follows it. Sleep. Now I'm thinking too hard. I'm just overwhelmed. Let me go smoke. You know what I'm saying? If you just make everything easy, things gonna flow.
Yes, definitely. And utilize your resources as well. There's a lot of resources out here to help you being able to achieve your goals, such as nutritionists and things like that.
I think we didn't really touch on it, but surround yourself with people that have the same goals as you.
Yeah, that are like-minded or better-minded.
You feel me? That's probably gonna be number one. You know, I'm in a club setting, so that's why I kind of drink a little bit. But it's like I've been thinking about like, man, telling the dude like, hey, I appreciate the chances.
But I just want a Coke.
You know, no, like just getting out of the environment completely.
Really?
You know,
But that's your money making.
I love it, but it's like how, like it's like almost impossible to make it for me to achieve my goal. He telling me I gotta be sober around a lot of drunk people. People be making me mad up in there.
You just gotta set them boundaries. You can't let people come between your money.
I'm gonna try that first.
You can't let them come between your money, Speed.
I'm gonna try that first. Maybe I can. I don't know. So, whatever.
But yeah, so before we end this out, just want to go into our reflection question because we're all about taking action. So our reflection question for the day is, what is one non-negotiable that you're going to be taking into 2026?
Sit back. Rewind it if you got to. Think about it hard. You know.
And leave it in the caption. We want to know what everyone's non-negotiable is. We want to comment. We want to provide encouragement for your non-negotiable because you all have what it takes to live your best life in 2026. It's right around the corner. It's crazy. This year flew.
Right. We right there. But we've been cooking. We almost about an hour in, so I hope y'all learned a lot, man. You know, stay tuned.
Yes.
Subscribe. Follow the pages. Take Flight Podcast 2025. And stay tuned so you can, you know, really, we're gonna be giving out information, man. So appreciate y'all.
Yeah. Other than that, stay tuned. We can't wait to see you for our next episode.
And we out.